nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I should have my Eagle Scout come up and do that. Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, September 20th. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, come up to this microphone. Give us your name and address and tell us what's on your mind. Call the roll, please.
Cedar.
Here.
Ganswater.
Here.
Lehman.
Here.
Lupa.
Here.
Laporte.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Bolt.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, consent agenda number 4A, City Council minutes of September 7th, 2021, regular meeting recommendation approved. B is the Zoning Board of Appeals minutes from July 21st, 2021, recommendation received, and Housing Commission resignation accepted with regrets.
Motion to approve A through C as presented.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll go to number 5. We have a very special guest here tonight, a young lady, Emma Zobel. Emma, could I have you come up to the microphone over here? Emma Zobel is just acquired her Eagle Scout ranking. And in a minute, I'm going to present Emma with this certificate, and she's going to explain everything that she did and how she did it.
Yes, so I started originally by just working through the basics of the book and doing all of my rank requirements for everything. That pretty much took up the first year, and then the last year I started by planning out what I wanted to do for my Eagle Scout project. I had a couple different ideas to start, and I kind of just went with where I was going to see what would happen. And in the end, we chose to build a pavilion at one of our local campsites, which is Camp Asakita. And so I spent a couple weeks planning out how I was going to build it, going to local businesses, and funding for my project. We did a cannon bottle drive, raised over $1,000 to build the pavilion. And over the course of the month of May is when I actually did the building. So I would find some of my local scouts. I found a couple family members and just other volunteers that were deciding to help out. And with the help of them and just direction of where I would find all my information and everything I needed to do, we got it built, and I submitted everything, and it all seems to have gone pretty well.
Awesome.
I saw some very nice pictures, and it really looks nice.
Yeah, it's...
But you were the only one working.
I was not the only one working on that. I was more taught what to do through my project than actually teaching others what to do, which is the biggest thing that I think I got from that, because now I know how to build a pavilion.
Yeah. How long have you been a scout?
I have been a scout most of my whole life. However, Scouts BSA didn't accept females into it until a couple years ago. So I've been a scout in that for about 2 years now. Normally you have a little bit more than 2 years to get your Eagle. I did not have that in the case for me, at least, and I had to kind of push everything, which was very exciting and very stressful, but it's done now.
Isn't the normal timeline like 7 years to get it done?
Yeah.
And you did it in 2?
You can
It's
start
remarkable.
at 11? Yes, 11 to begin in Scouts, and then I started at 16.
That's remarkable.
So, very big difference.
That's amazing. What grade are you in, Emma?
I just graduated. I'm going to SC4 right now as a freshman.
Good, good. What are you think you're going to study?
I'm actually in the middle of kind of switching up what I'm doing already. The first few weeks has taught me a lot, and I think I might go to a film school, actually. So we'll see where that leads me.
Sure. I think whatever you do is going to be you'll be successful. I changed my major maybe 3 times. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's been
One of them
3
was going to be
weeks
a
and
lifetime
it's
student. That didn't pan out.
Yeah.
Well, Emma, on behalf of the City of St. Clair, we are honored to have you here on a special occasion for the completion of your Eagle Scout project and in earning her Eagle Scout Award as the first female Eagle Scout in the Blue Water area. This recognition is given by the City of St. Clair in the true spirit of community, pride for her educational, community, and personal achievements, dated this 20th day of September, 2021. And I'm going to present this to you and let your dad maybe take some pictures if he'd like to, and certainly a round of applause.
No.
I just realized, I think I had your mother in high school, Carrie? Yeah. Did I have you?
No, I'm a little bit older.
Wow, that's nice.
I know a few people out here.
Well, Emma, not only are we proud of you and so glad you came here, and because of your accomplishments, if you'd like to escape right now and not have to sit through this meeting, we are going to let you do that if you'd like. And thanks, Chris and Carrie, for coming. Keep up the good work, you guys. Okay. All right. Always good to see young people like that doing that kind of stuff. I was almost an Eagle Scout.
Almost.
Depends what you mean by almost, I guess. That's second class, as usual. All right. Ordinances resolution. A, adoption of the sewer ordinance. Mr. Rothy, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Council is asked to adopt the sewer use ordinance, which it introduced at the last meeting. Again, major updates in this ordinance are the inclusion of provisions pertaining to the industrial pretreatment program we will be tasked with administering, which will give us the legal authority that we need to issue permits and take necessary enforcement actions and ensure compliance with all things industrial pretreatment from our future industrial users of our sewer system.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll support it. All right, the motion is made, supported. Questions, comments?
Ordinance.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
No.
Kufa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Volz?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Ordinance adopted, Your Honor.
Thank you. B is Resolution 2129, 2021-22 fee schedule amendment. Mr. Rothy.
Yes, Your Honor. This resolution before you this evening amends the fee schedule that is going to become effective in October 1st of 2021. There are essentially two parts to this. There are a change of the insufficient fund check fee that we charge. Our bank, it recently increased the charge, so we have to, in order to cover all our costs, increase our fee accordingly. There also has been a fee we've been paying for a little while. It has not been on our fee schedule, so we needed to put it on there, and that's a Canadian check processing fee. Believe it or not, we do get checks from Canada. They are made out in U.S. dollars, and we only take them for certain things such as tax payments. North Star Bank lets us do this, but they do charge us a $15 fee. And then the last category, it involves the sewer ordinance we just adopted, and it establishes new fees for the issuing and ongoing monitoring of non-domestic user discharge permits, as well as establishes what is called a surcharge rate, which means when industrial user is undertaking, regular sampling that they have to do as part of their permit, if the parameters of certain what's called compatible pollutants appear in this wastewater, then we can assess an additional charge to cover the increased, wear and tear on our plant that higher concentration of, BOD5, TSS, that's total suspended solids, ammonia, and then total P is phosphorus. Again, those are compatible pollutants that our wastewater plant is designed to treat. However, if, again, the concentrations are over these established limits, there's an additional charge that we would throw onto their sewer bill.
Okay, and so when I read through that sewer ordinance, it appeared to me that with these charges here, if in fact we, through the monitoring that is done, discover this, the cost goes back to the user, whoever it is that, this is what we're doing with this.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Who does the monitoring? Is it done in the plant, or where's the?
So the discharge permit basically says you, industrial user, have to sample all of these things at this frequency and submit all the data to the wastewater treatment plant on a timely basis. That's part of the permitting process. Additionally, the city is required, to do an a round of inspections of our own, samples, and all the various legal authority we need to conduct those inspections, take the enforcement actions, require certain steps, compliance, monitoring. That's really why the sewer ordinance is so long, because it's all the boilerplate language required that to enable us to do exactly that.
I'll make a motion to amend the resolution.
Support.
All right, questions?
I just would like to add, so part of the scope of work with Fishbeck to create this industrial pretreatment program was specifically the establishment of these surcharge rates. So Fishbeck actually, looked at, how does the wastewater treatment plant function? What is it, how much of the, BOD5, total suspended solids, phosphorus, how much of that can it, how much of that is normal to, normal amounts, and anything over, and then they ran it through a whole bunch of, statistical simulations to arrive at these figures, which kind of seem, obscure. You got 10 cents a pound, 15 cents a pound, $4.66 a pound. So I just wanted to tell everybody that, there was a statistical analysis that was done to develop what those costs were. I didn't just pull them out of thin air, and I'd be happy to share that technical report with anybody who would like to see it.
All right. Any other questions? Is the motion made, supported? Call the roll, please.
Lehman,
Yes.
Koopa,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Foltz,
Yes.
Kinsfater,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Thank you. Let's go to C, 2130. 2021 budget adjustments, Mr. Murphy.
Yes, Your Honor, this evening, this is the last meeting of the fiscal year, so happy almost fiscal new year to everybody. As part of this, we always do budget amendments, end of year budget amendments. Before you will see various funds and requested amendments. I've attached some notes explaining the variances and why we're requesting what we're requesting, and be happy to answer any additional questions you may have. If there are funds that are not listed in this resolution, they required no amending from their original budgets.
So I guess I'll go right to the biggest one. Operating transfers out, it's $950, $81,000.
Yes, that is entirely required and by rising pension costs. Our pension payments, we bill the pension fund for everything, and we fund the pension fund basically by two different ways. One is the pension millage, which is about $200,000, and the rest is a annual transfer from the general fund into that pension fund. And again, the pension funds, we actually, cut the monthly checks to MERS out of. It's this adjustment, this is the third round of, believe it or not, budget amendments I've been a part of here. This particular one is kind of used every year, and I am happy to say, though, that since I've created this last budget, I've really had a chance to talk with MERS and evaluate our actuarial valuations to see exactly how MERS determines those charges ahead of time. So this is probably the last year I'm anticipating we're going to need an increase in this department for pension reasons, because we've been able to more appropriately account for the true cost of what they're going to be going forward.
What's the $52,000 in cemetery about?
Several things. First and foremost, it's the Columbarium Purchase. We were originally going to purchase a smaller unit, and then council decided to, instead of buying it 40 slot or unit columbarium, to go 80, so that was an additional cost of roughly $9,000 over what was budgeted. We also had a lot of activity in the cemetery, again, due to a scheduling change. So we normally pour foundations twice a year, in May and October, historically, correct? Well, this year we did October of 2020, May of 2020, but we did a policy change where instead of doing it in October, we're now doing it in September. So we had 3 rounds of foundations, so that's labor costs, that's equipment rental costs that would normally be, a part of next year's budget, but they've got moved forward 1 month into September.
Okay.
I also think it's really important to point out, though, that just with all the increased burials and other things in our cemetery, the cemetery revenues were over our budget by $31,000 themselves alone. So when you take out, $52,000 minus 31, that's basically the cost of a columbarium right there.
Very good, thank you.
So under city general, 258 to 3, the 42. The 42 is the bike path.
That is
engineering,
entirely the bike path.
and that'll be paid back to the
Yes,
city
the
general.
city has been promised a $50,000 grant from the Community Foundation. As you can see, we've spent $42,000 this year. As soon as we cross that $50,000 threshold, I'll be calling Randy Meyer and saying, "Where's my check?" And we'll be made whole there.
And then it'll go back into the general fund.
Yep, we'll go right back into general fund. I also want to point out that Going into this Q3 amended budget, the estimated change in the general fund balance was a surplus of $80,000. After all of these amendments are accounted for, both on the increased expenditures with increased revenues, where estimated change in general fund balance is a increase of $233,000. So again, trending in the right direction for sure. Obviously, this isn't the audit; these aren't audited numbers, but we're very confident in what you see here will be the bare minimum of what the general fund will ultimately grow.
The accounting, the 201, the $14,000, that I'm reading the notes on that. I'm not. Had something to do with an old email we couldn't find?
Yes, the accounting. So every year the city does a actuarial valuation on the retiree healthcare OPEB system. We did an RFP for that last year in fall of 2020. And so we paid for that, but we also had an invoice that was outstanding from the 2019 valuation, and it was essentially an invoice that had gone to Mike Booth's email and had just been sitting in there since, for a long time. And it took, I was kind of surprised to see it myself materialize, but it certainly was a cost that we did incur, and work that was done to help, with that audit a few years ago.
Your Honor, hearing no other questions, I'd make a motion to approve.
Support.
Motion made, support. Any questions? Might call the roll, please.
Kufa?
Yes.
Laporte?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Folds?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
All right, thank you. Number 7, City Superintendent A. Do you have anything, Mr. Ruthie?
The only thing I'd say is very proud of Emma, from one Eagle Scout to another. That's a big deal she did. Definitely took me longer than 2 years to do all of that. So I know she's left, but just wanted to, if she's watching, just wanted to say thank you for your service in the community, and I wish you the best.
Any questions for Mr. Ruthie? Besides, what was your project?
Picnic tables and garden renovations at my elementary school.
Good. Anything else? Mr. Attorney, do you have anything tonight?
I have nothing this evening, Your
Any
Honor.
questions for Mr. Downey? Any city departments? Authorities, boards, committees, council reps, anything?
Yeah, I just have one thing with the Golf Commission. We've put together a subcommittee to look at repairing the back south end of the golf course. We've been having issues with the water table down there, so we will be reporting back to see what they find. So just letting everybody know, giving everybody a heads up. So.
Yep. All right, number 8, no unfinished business. Go to 9, new business. A, approve MERS defined contribution plan adoption agreement addendum. Mr. Roth, what do you got?
Yes, Your Honor. This is what was tabled last meetings. It was not included in the packet. I apologize for that. As I said last time, as part of the recently adopted collective bargaining agreement with the police union, the defined contribution, which is a 401k style retirement plan, the structure of that plan was different for the police and DPW. So with this last contract, we wanted to make same plan, same conditions. And this is although we already approved that via the collective bargaining agreement, we still have to formally adopt this defined contribution plan agreement with the attached addendum this evening before MERS will allow that change to take effect.
Hearing no other questions, Your Honor, I'd make a motion to approve.
I'll support.
All right, questions, comments? Call the roll, please.
Laporte?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Volt?
Yes.
Kinsfater?
Yes.
Kleeman?
Yes.
Kufa?
Yes.
Cedar?
Yes.
Carried, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, let's go to our special events portion here. B is the special events for the St. Clair High School Homecoming Parade, and I believe, Nat, you're going to take this?
Yes, sir. There's 3 special events to be approved today. The first one is the St. Clair High School Homecoming Parade, scheduled for Sunday, September 26th. DPW chief and myself went over all of the details. Everything's all set, including the documentation required. So recommendation to approve as presented is recommended, please.
Motion to approve.
All right, the motion's made, supported. Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go to B, or C, I'm sorry. Approve special event for Santa Lighted Parade.
Yes, the next event to be considered is our annual Santa Lighted Parade, which will be held on Friday, November 19th at 6 p.m. Again, everything is in order, and this is actually put on by the Recreation Santa Parade Committee. Recommendation to approve.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
D is a special event permit for the 7th Street Charity Block Party.
Yes, the third event in front of you is scheduled for Saturday, November 20th, from 5 p.m. It does say till midnight, but the music is supposed to be over at 11. I included that 5 to midnight, so council is aware that the event actually goes past the noise ordinance, which is 11 p.m. Everything's in order. Again, spoke to the organizer, spoke to DPW and police chief. Everything's in order for recommendation to approval, please.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Any questions?
Are they going to need a ordinance variance for the 12 o'clock or no?
I would interpret that approval to be included in the motion, so.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Claims and accounts, number 10, September 9 and 16, 2021.
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
Support.
All right, motion made, supported. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Go to number 11, is public comment. Anybody have any non-agenda items they'd like to talk about? Mr. Lockwood, you're up.
Thank you. Council Mayor, I'm here just to Council Mayor, I'm here to announce that this Saturday, the Whistles on the Water are our 12th edition. It'll run from 9 to 4 p.m. Some things that we're doing a little different this year because of the coronavirus is all the history of the whistles that are being blown will be carried over the PA system along the boardwalk. In addition to that, we have contracted and we will bring in an AM radio 1620, which will broadcast from 9 to 4 p.m. It has a small range of 5 to 6 miles, which is pretty much where the whistles will go. So if you can hear the whistles and you want to hear the commentary and the story behind the whistles, you can tune to 1620. The other thing that we've done a little differently is we're working with the St. Clair Historical Museum, and Bob Freehand and Christy Grozon will be our hosts on the radio station, so they'll be giving you history of the city of St. Clair. So we hope everyone, if you can come down, but you know what? You don't have to come down. You can just tune to 1620. You can hear what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan, for all you do with that. Good luck. Any other public comments? Mr. Potter?
Glad to see you, John.
Always a pleasure.
Just a few short words. We met in here about a month ago with MDOT regarding redoing of M29, the lanes, to make it a safer area for travel and for walking and pedestrians. And I'm just wondering if there's any new status on that.
Yes, and I believe you spoke with Linda last week, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so we both had a chance to speak with Linda last week. They are still working on the layout for the design we talked about, where the outermost southbound lane would terminate and continue on to South Riverside. If anybody thinks I'm misspeaking, please correct me. And the traffic engineer was out on vacation, then he was out on the job, but it started. They said we should have it finished up this week. I'm going to follow up with her tomorrow morning. Hope to bring that back to council for your consideration in the near future.
When you talk to them, can you make sure that they're balancing the 3 lanes to the center?
Absolutely.
Instead of just extending the lack of lane even further?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the big part of the
Absolutely.
My conversation with Warren during the week was that they're basically looking at what the council suggested. Is that true? That from, I guess, where South Riverside cuts in, to make that one lane in each direction at that point, and then traverse to 2 lanes in each direction beyond where South Riverside cuts in.
I believe, if in case, as long as you're talking about 2 lanes going north of South Riverside, yes. The goal is south of South Riverside to be
Yes,
1 lane
I
each
know,
direction.
yes, but at the point where Judd's Pizza is, that's where it'll merge back into 2 lanes each way?
With the
North and south?
Turn lane, I believe. Turn lane and 1
Yeah.
lane going each direction.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're exactly going to lay it out, but, the understanding was, terminate the 1 lane at South Riverside and then balance the remainder towards the Palmer Street.
Okay, that was my understanding, what we talked about. It's been 3 years, and I brought that up in another meeting. It's been 3 years since we started working on it. I started working on it with Mike Booth when he was here. We have a petition out there, 19, 20 people involved. It's a safety concern. We need to take action quickly. We can't, I have a feeling this is going to get postponed again to another year. Really, I know what Linda said when she was at the last meeting, that if we don't do it by the end of October, it's into the next agenda. She told me that 3 years ago, and it was not in the budget at that time. And we'll see if we can get it in the budget next year. So, I mean, we've got to keep pushing to make it happen, or it's going to be lost again in the dust.
Are we at the mercy of MDOT?
Yes. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I have. Just
All right, thank you.
Well, whose manhole covers are them that they're concerned about? In the cities?
I believe so, yes.
Well, one way or another, they gotta get fixed, right?
Yes,
Can we at least fix the manholes for them?
I can definitely look into that, yes.
At least get something rolling for these guys? They say they gotta get fixed whether they change the road or not, correct?
Yeah, we could do some modifications to them.
At least show a little faith to them over time.
that is the other issue. Manhole covers do create loud noise.
All right, thank you.
My name is Dwayne Fro. I live at 709 Robinson, and I would like to ask the city to consider vacating the alley behind my property where I lived for like 30 years. I don't know the process. I just was hoping I could come up here and ask you. I have a picture of the property to show you if you'd like.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
This is my information from my line and there's the line right there. This is the area I'm talking about. This has already been vacated here, here, and here. And from what I understand, Vine Street has been vacated for a long time. The alley used to be 60 feet wide. Everybody on this side already got 30 feet.
What do we need? What's got to do?
What's the process for that?
You can give it to Jim.
Yeah, there's a petition that has to be filed to amend the plat. I mean, the city certainly has the right to vacate any street or alley, but there's a complexity to it that might entail amending the plat map at the county level. But with the information at 709 Robinson, we can probably begin to investigate and report back.
Okay. So what would be my next step?
I think if you can provide that information to the city superintendent, that would be a good first step.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a comment. I believe you contacted the city previously. I know the clerk Sturdy provided me with your address and your phone number later this afternoon, or earlier this afternoon.
Week.
Okay, I got it this afternoon, so you were on my list of people to call. I was gonna call you tomorrow, so it's great
Okay.
that you're here. I'll definitely reach out to you and.
Yep, I just wasn't sure of the process, that's all.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll definitely reach out to you.
Okay, thank you, I
Hey,
appreciate it.
Dwayne.
Have a good night.
All right, anybody else? All right, let's go to number 11, mayor and council. Do we have anything? Let's remind everyone, whistles on the water this Saturday, 9 to 4. With that, Mr. Laporte, we got
With
down
that,
there.
Your Honor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. Be safe.